Yeah, apparently everyone hates me now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how serious to take it when people get like this. I think it has to maybe do with us talking about us falling below 3 million, and then everyone took that as an opportunity to be like,
the dog pile.
The show is crumbling.
So, straight off the bat, Ethan claims not to know why everybody suddenly hates him, and says he doesn't know if he should take it seriously. He then goes on to make a wild guess that he's getting so much negative attention because the channel's sub count has fallen below 3 million. Ethan, anybody with half a brain could tell you that your tanking sub count is a result of people disliking you, not the cause.
We were talking about Jeff Whittock and his body there, and people were saying I was too mean to him. So that was one thing. Maybe I am too mean, you know. I reflected on that. I think, you know, maybe I'm too mean. But I think the problem is that we were talking about how we wanted to have Jeff on the show. And then I goof on them a little bit, so it's a weird dynamic. And that's the problem I have with these people I'm ambivalent about. Like Nick Ocado was a similar situation, where it's like, I like him as a character and I'm interested to talk to him. But, you know, this isn't like a 100% wholesome interview, like if I was to have Jack Black on or something.
This is an incredibly unprofessional stance to take as an interviewer. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's pretty insulting to Nick Ocado. It's not like Ethan's ever had creators of unwholesome content on the show in the past. No, not at all. Regardless of how you feel about Nick Ocado, guests should be treated with respect. So for Ethan to say he wouldn't be able to treat someone with the same kind of respect he would show a big celebrity, that just shows a lack of integrity and professional courtesy.
This is someone we've had conflict with, right? So there's some
animosity, a little bit.
It's a harsh word, but sure, that works for now. But maybe that's the problem, is that it's hard for me to juggle both the entertainment aspect of having beef with them and having them wanting to have them as a guest. I just don't know if it's working, the whole conflict interview. You know what I mean? Rather just at this point interview people that I 100% just conflict free, because I end up being mean and then you guys get mad at me. Or maybe I am being a dick, you know? Not you guys get mad, maybe I'm being a dick, you know? This is what it is.
One of the main reasons people dislike Ethan so much is because he has a painfully obvious bias, and he doesn't try to hide it. He even states it clearly here. He doesn't want to interview people he's had beef with in the past. What seems to go over Ethan's head completely is that an interviewer should be unbiased, but he can never leave his personal feelings to one side, and, ultimately, he reacts. What Ethan claims to want is a podcast with just his friends and cronies who are nice to him, nothing to challenge him or his way of thinking. But that isn't where the audience's interest lies, and Ethan knows that. Just look at how popular the Frenemies podcast was. And that was not because of the quality of the content. It was because it would always end up with him and Trisha arguing.
Okay, well, I guess I'm trying to please everyone. Maybe I am, yeah, I could be a dick, but isn't that why you guys watch? Isn't that why you guys watch? Because I'm a dick?
That's part of it. I don't think you were being a dick in the last episode. Personally, I thought the ribbing that you were giving those guys was very light.
Another problem Ethan has created for himself is his personal echo chamber. He surrounds himself with yes men who'll never question him and kiss his arse at every available opportunity. Thanks to Ethan, not only do they have a job and a share of that sweet, sweet YouTube money, they also get a little FaceTime on the podcast. That's Minery fame, baby!
I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat say, did I miss something? And yeah, I think if you don't frequent places like Reddit or scroll deep into the comment section of the
It wasn't
YouTube
deep
videos,
in the comments, it was like the majority.
or you just don't pay attention to those things.
Yes.
This is absolutely terrible advice to give a content creator, and, sadly, it's becoming more and more prevalent. Ignore the comments, ignore the Reddit page, disregard any form of criticism that doesn't outright praise you and your content. People are telling you the problems with your content, telling you what they want to see, and you're just sticking your head in the sand because everybody who tells you something you don't want to hear is obviously wrong, stupid, or both.
This was my favorite, okay? And I admit, you know, let's say this year the show has been a little lazy. Here's the thing. I had a fucking baby! I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be on paternity leave.
Right.
And on this one, I'm not gonna give it to you guys. Y'all can honestly fuck yourself.
Yes.
Because
These people are your fans. The people who used to watch and enjoy your content and who are now telling you that you've become too toxic and bitter. Your response to them is, "Fuck you, I had a baby." And to top that off, his yes men are laughing and cheering him on. If you really, truly didn't want to be doing this while you're meant to be on paternity leave, you wouldn't be here. Complaining that you've chosen to come in and do an episode while every other man in the world gets so little paternity leave really shows how disconnected you are from reality.
Anyway, we came back the year before Bruce was born with 3 huge episodes that everyone was loving. And I said, listen, when Bruce is here, I'm not even going to take paternity leave because I want to keep doing the show for you guys. But it's going to be reduced effort. It's just the way it is. It's going to be live. I'm going to pop in for 2 hours and I'm going to leave. We simply don't have I don't have the bandwidth to put in more energy than that. I was up till 6 a.m. with Bruce last night. I was with him all night, okay? If that's not good enough for you, then you can kindly fucking juggle my balls, dude.
And yet you're still here complaining about the choice you made. The way Ethan speaks about his career, the bitching and moaning, the complete lack of interest and effort, the issues that your everyday off-the-street person would have, but oh, it's so much harder for the YouTube celebrity. And to wrap it all up by insulting your critics yet again just shows a lack of respect for the people who take time out of their day to watch your content. It's just rude. Telling the fans they should be happy with his complete lack of effort because he's just had another baby, but then saying he's actively chosen not to take paternity leave, it just seems like Ethan has lost any and all interest in what he's doing and the content he produces. Which, to be honest, isn't interesting when he's actually putting effort in. He's just here to ride the YouTube money train until it derails. That much seems clear to me.
And I was like, what the hell is going on? I asked Dan if it was possible that we were hate rated or something, because I don't know.
There's a little bit of that going on.
In denial, no, my life's a trial.
I actually don't care about the views or the subscribers or anything like that. I just care that, like, I mean, I do care about, like, the views that people are watching and it's good, but, you know, the show is having a quiet moment here in a way because, once again, I had a fucking baby. Where's my Arnold Schwarzenegger interview?
Unfortunately, we're not friends with his son.
What did I miss?
Logan had Arnold on.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck.
I
And
didn't
here
even
I
know
am.
about that.
I'm an asshole. Yes, fuck Logan Paul. Fuck his redemption arc. He's a scammer. I hate the guy, and I hate Mike too. What do you want me to say? You want me to be graceful? No. Fuck them. I want Arnold.
Hi, I'm Charlize.
Oh, and I'm Abby.
And we're here to tell you about the word jealous.
Yeah, jealous is a feeling, right?
I think that's right.
It is. Jealous is a strong feeling you have when you want something that someone else has.
Huh.
You know what? Say what you like about Logan Paul, but at least the guy produces content. He doesn't just sit in front of the camera for 3 hours bitching. Let's move on from Ethan's sheer jealousy that Logan Paul got to do a video with Arnie and his complete refusal to acknowledge why people are hating on him. The only other interesting point in this podcast is when Ethan speaks to a caller who wants to air his problems with the team and the channel.
Okay, this is interesting. We have a hater. Whose name? Wait, why is your name Johnny Cash? That's not your name.
Hello?
Is your name really Johnny Cash?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
So, Ethan, long-time watcher, okay, first-time caller.
Right away, Ethan calls the caller a hater, even though the guy goes on to say he's been watching the show for a long time. Even in the timeline of the video, the segment is titled Call from a Hater. It's painfully obvious that Ethan sees any sort of criticism as an attack or an insult and immediately goes on the defensive.
Okay,
So, Ethan, long-time watcher, okay, first-time caller. This is a real big gripe from, like, the conservative community that watches your show. Because although we do not have, like, the most brilliant beings ever on our side, to, like, blanket us under the statement of, like, a bunch of, like, brain rotten, like, you know, this, that. What the fuck do you think you guys are?
smart, enlightened,
Sexy.
educated.
Good looking.
I said sexy.
Well, okay, so no, but I'm kidding. But let's talk specifics. So, who's your favorite conservative? Let's start there.
The caller describes himself as a conservative, and he calls Ethan out on his frequent proclamations that all conservatives are wrong or brain dead, etc. Ethan's response to this is by acting like a smug, self-satisfied arsehole, and then goes on to ask his own question. The caller doesn't need to list off examples of good conservatives for you, Ethan. He asked you why you think you're so much better than everyone else because of your political views. But then the fact that you so frequently spew your own personal political bullshit is probably an answer in and of itself. You're still not addressing the caller's question. You're just making blanket generalizations about conservatives at this point, using the old sexist and racist accusations.
We're at a point now where we need to like come together as a country, and you have a large platform to spread positivity, but it just seems like you go out of your way to like ridicule people who are not the same as you. But buddy, I gotta break it to you, like not everywhere is LA. Like there's a reason people are conservative. It's because we have family values, we have work ethic. We like firearms. A firearm is simply a tool.
So do you think liberals don't have... Hold on. Do you think liberals don't have family values or work ethics?
Well, no. It's different.
The caller even says everybody has a different life experience and viewpoints that differ, because not everybody lives in LA. But Ethan's response to that is to surmise that the caller is saying the left doesn't have family values. But that isn't what he's saying. He's saying different life experiences will shape you as a person and your viewpoints. Which is further proven by Ethan turning into a boring, politically charged mouthpiece since moving to California.
The people like Ben Shapiro, Crowder, Fox News, AON, these people are viciously hateful, and it's not like tolerable hate. They're like bigots. They hate immigrants. They hate gay people. They hate trans people.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of hate that I can't tolerate at all. You know, you can't, there's no mincing words with these people. So that's the majority of the conservative, and like we said, it's all culture war and no substance. I mean, where am I wrong?
This episode of the H3H3 podcast is called Everybody Hates Me Again, which starts off with Ethan briefly addressing the subject matter, having a short conversation with a caller about it, and then spending an hour talking about fighting animals. And I'm not going to give any more time or effort into watching or editing the rest of the show. To sum up, Ethan is either aware of why he's pissing people off and he refuses to acknowledge it, or he's either that self-obsessed, that certain that what he's doing and saying is right, that he can't see past his own overly inflated ego. At this point, neither one would surprise me. He either deflects issues people have with him, or he just starts making weak excuses. At the end of the day, watching this proverbial Titanic purposefully plough into an iceberg at the hands of its captain is going to be more fun than it was for us watching it set sail in the first place.